Signor Pavarotti, have you ever imagined yourself as a Robinson Crusoe?
I did dream about this, but not imagine myself, because I am a man of company. And even if my imagination is very large, I cannot imagine myself alone for more than one day.
What do you want music to do for you on the island?
I did choose one piece where I am singing with John Sutherland, who remind me the past. I choose another piece where I am singing something that will be out very soon, then remind me perhaps thinking about the future. And all the other music is the music I really like. I mean, the music who come outside from myself, and it's going to help me a lot in this desert island.
What's the first one you've chosen?
Well, let's choose my preferred composer, for example, is Mozart.
Yes.
La Sinfonia numero 40.
Symphony number 40, conducted by?
Carlo Maria Giulini.
What's your second record?
Well, if the first one was my preferred composer, and just because I am a tenor, let's choose the second one, my preferred tenor, is Caruso. And I would very much to hear La Regina di Saba.
Signor Pavarotti, you come from Modena, that's near Bologna.
Yes.
Is there an opera house there?
Yes, there is an important opera house in the past, a little less important now, but still a theater of tradition, what we call. Anyway, my city is not famous for the theater. It's more famous because we make Maserati and Ferrari car.
So you heard a lot of opera as a child?
When I was child, my father is a tenor. Till now, he's 62. The voice is very good, and we are going to record now in London in this period a religious song, Panis Angelicus, together.
Yes.
And at that time, when I was young, I remember my house was full of records of Gigli, Schipa, Caruso, Björling, McCormick, all these great singers of the past.
Did you have the idea as a boy that you were going to be a professional singer?
No doubt. Everybody in my city have this idea. I am not the only one. I am the only one I did become a singer. But my barber, my baker, everybody want to become a tenor, especially when I was at my age. I remember we sang Serenade, la Donna Mobile, for example, or Di Quella Pira. Not so romantic, but just to let the girl hear which kind of tenor voice we have.
Yes. You were, in fact, a teacher to start with.
Yeah, well, I was a teacher when I was 20, and I went to my father, and I said, do you want me to continue to become a gymnastic professor, or do you think it's better for all of us to try to become a tenor, and you know how difficult it is? And he said, well, it's very difficult, but my mother, like, always chose. And he said, we sent him to school, and at the age of 26, after 6 years of very intense study, I did sing the first time. I won a conquest in Reggio Emilia, and the prize was to sing an opera, and they chose Bohème.
Yes.
And it was a very good success the first night immediately. And after that, I tried to sing for the first time in the theater, when I can choose a Bohème for the first, and after that other opera can come.
Now, at that time, you had already made a considerable success in Great Britain, had you
Oh,
not?
yes. It was a collective success. In 1955, we went to Llangollen, and with a choro competition with my city men choro, called Gioacchino Rossini.
And this was the Modena City Chorus?
Yes, and we won the first prize, and was like a bomb explosion of 55 people in black coat, and still now, to remind this for me is very, very exciting.
Yes, your first British success.
Yeah.
Well, that, of course, was long before your debut, which we were talking about, and that was at Reggio Emilia.
Reggio Emilia, 61, exactly 6 years later.
Yes. Well, at that point, you have made your debut. Let us break off your third record.
My third record, like I told you, is thinking about my house, full of tenor record. And is a special record of Tito Schipa, che farò senza Euridice, from Orfeo ed Euridice di Gluck.
When did you first sing in London?
I sang in London in 1963 for Bohème,
Yes.
and was a big success in the theater with the public and even with the critics. And more than this, was a public success, large public success, because I was called to substitute Di Stefano at London in Sunday night in Palladium.
You substituted for Di Stefano. He was ill, was he?
He was ill, yes. I was riding a horse for the first time in my life with the pain you can imagine. And
where was that?
It was outside London in the Sussex, in Branchley. And they called me in the afternoon, 2:30, and they asked if I can substitute Di Stefano. I say, of course, but when? They say, now. And they put me on the train with a steak and a piece of bread and a Coca-Cola in the other hand. And somebody was waiting at Charing Cross station. They put me there, and I sang. And I remember very well the man who introduced me to the public said, Mr. Pavarotti was on the horse all the day, then don't judge how he's going to walk, but judge him how he's going to sing. Yeah. Was a big success even there, and they did call me the following year like guest of honor by myself, and this was a great satisfaction. The big public did hear me.
And you sang at Glyndebourne too?
I did sing at Glyndebourne even, and I tried to prove to myself to be able to go through Mozart, because, like I told you before, he's my preferred composer. And I sang I Damante role in Idomeneo, and it was a very, very good experience. In that period, my second daughter was born. I remember, like now, it was between the performance, we have a phenomenal party, and everybody on the telephone talking at home.
Yes. Quite early in your career, you toured with Joan Sutherland.
Yeah. During my appearance here in Bohème, I did have an audition at 10 o'clock in the morning, I remember, for Mr. Bonning. And he did accept me to sing for him in Miami. Was my first appearance in America. And then in the tour of Australia, very incredible tour, 4 months together we stay, and it was very good for me to practice even English.
Yes.
And
what operas were you singing?
Oh, I was singing Sonnambula, Elixir of Love was my really very, very private success, and Lucia and Traviata. It was very, very exciting. And more than everything is more than 10 years ago.
Let's have your fourth record. What's that to be?
My fourth record is The Daughter of Regiment, who remind me of the past, remind me of my career, and when I become international famous, and remind me a bet we have made with Ricky, who is the conductor of the Operatic,
with Richard
Bonning, and because before the aria of Tonio was never sung in the original key before me, and everybody did postpone one tone under, in the way instead to sing the C natural at the end, you sing the B flat, which is much more easy, I tell you, but even less exciting. And he says, I can do this, and I say no. At the dress rehearsal, I sang in full voice, and the orchestra was standing with applause, who encouraged me very much, and I sang a beautiful performance here, and after me, a lot of other tenors take courage and sang in the right key.
All right. How many roles do you have in your repertoire now? Have you ever counted?
Not three, I think 25, something like that.
How long does it take you to learn a major role?
I am a long learner. Take a little more than another person.
Yes.
But I can sing tomorrow, The Daughter of Regiment in French. I will never forget what I learned.
Only recently have you started giving recitals.
For me, is one of the greatest satisfaction. You have to put out all your personality, who is music, who is feeling, who is contact with the public. And this is not always easy.
What about recording? Do you enjoy making records?
Unfortunately, I was born 12 October, then I am a Libra. Like Libra, I am never satisfied of anything. I would like to try to see the perfection, where the perfection, of course, don't exist because we are human. And I would like to hear all beautiful things, but when I hear a record of myself, the good thing don't come to me. Just if it's one little mistake, disturb me for all the recording.
Yes. Where is your home now? Where do you live?
I was born in Modena and I still live there. It's a very, very interesting little city, provincial, sophisticated a little. And the music is not very big, but I go to the music around the world.
How much time can you spend there?
Let's say I will spend 1 month, not more. Because, no, I did buy an house in Pesaro, where Rossini was born, at the beach. And I'm going to spend there 2 or 3 months a year.
You have 3 daughters. Are they musical?
I have 3 daughters. I don't know if they are musical. I know they hate music now, in the sense they hate piano, because it's what I ordered them to do. And this is what they hate. But they will study. Yeah. It's the only thing I won't impose to them.
There's another celebrated singer who comes from Modena.
Mirella Freni, yes. We take milk from the same lady.
Yes.
It's a very funny story. When we were young, our mother was making a cigar together, and of course a lady who makes cigar don't have any money to have the maid at home, and the babysitter even. And they bring us there in a place where another lady give us the milk.
Yes. Both you and Mirella Freni?
Yes.
Right, we've got to record number 5. What's that?
The record number 5 is what on the Iceland will talk to me about the future. And the future, immediate future, is Maria Stuarda, who was recorded last year and is coming out very soon.
Let's go straight on to record number 6.
Is Beethoven Symphony number 6. Remind me when I was teacher. To become teacher, I did present 20 piece of music to solfeggio, and this is one of these 20.
Could you look after yourself on a desert island? Could you build somewhere to live, a little house?
Well, I think, yes. Who doesn't try to do a private house when you are a kid?
Yes.
You take a mug, you take stone, you go to find the big plant to cover, and you try to do an house. Of course I would be able to do this. Sure.
And fishing?
Fishing, suppose I'm not a good fisherman. I will become a good fisherman very soon.
Yes. Are you good in small boats? Would you try to escape?
I have. Well, like I told you before, I am not a man of solitude. Then I try to escape just if I am sure to arrive somewhere.
Yeah, yes. Record number 7.
The record number 7 is a piece of a picture of an exhibition, and you will say the right translation in English.
What's your last record? What's the last one you've chosen?
Well, the last record is Verdi Requiem. I hear this record for the first time when I was in Australia. My wife was with me, and she left. She went home to the child. And I drove her at the airport, and when I came back, I did have the very, very stupid idea to put this record on. And after 5 minutes, I was crying, thinking about all the crash plane and all the thing, but still give to me an incredible feeling, and from that moment is one of my preferred piece of music.
If you could take just one of your 8 records, which would it be?
Well, like I told you, Mozart is my preferred composer. Then I will take Symphony number 40 for sure.
And one luxury?
Well, I think a bicycle.
A bicycle?
Yes.
Yes. Sand isn't the best surface to ride on.
Well, I will still try to do this because I would like to see the sun go up and down, and for me I think is enough.
And one book, apart from the Bible, Shakespeare, and big encyclopedias?
Well, it was not anyway my choice, this, because for sure, if I have to choose one book, I choose Divina Commedia di Dante. I have no one doubt.
The Divine Comedy by Dante.
Yes, I have no one doubt about it. It's so full of everything, beginning with astrology and finish with history, and the poem by himself is great.
Right. And thank you, Luciano Pavarotti, for letting us hear your Desert Island discs.
Well, thank you to give me the opportunity to meet the public again, and ancora grazie.